Good morning. This ain't Texas anymore. Welcome to New York City. I've arrived here 2 days ago and haven't been doing this video with you. I was just collecting B-rolls of the experiences I did in New York City. So the first night that we arrived here in New York City, I went to the Grand Central Station, which is just a 5-minute walk from our hotel. It is also the station where we need to go, or our base station, if we need to go somewhere like downtown, uptown. It was beautiful, the Grand Central. Historic, seeing the clock, the constellation ceiling, the Beaux-Arts design of the building. After that one, I also went to Times Square because Times Square is also just 10-15 minute walk from here. It was very diverse, bustling, even at 2 a.m. It's nice to see the lights, especially at night. I think that's the best time to go to Times Square, late night. Yesterday, the public library in the Bryant Park is also just here around the corner, just 5-minute walk. I think I like that the most. We have free time in the morning and we went to the New York City Public Library. The best thing about it is it's free. It has very beautiful exhibits, like we saw the original Winnie the Pooh, the Gutenberg Bible, which was one of the first example of mass production of printing. We also saw a copy of the Bill of Rights of the United States of America. We also saw the desk of Charles Dickens. I also remember that stairs from the movie Sex and the City. There's so much really to see in the architecture and the exhibits in a public library in New York City. And in the afternoon, we watched Wicked, the musical on Broadway. Wow, I was blown away by the artistry of it. It's like watching a movie, a live movie, a concert, and an art at the same time. It was just a perfect welcome to New York City. And after that one, we went downtown. I saw the 9/11 memorial. It was poetic to see the 9/11 memorial, the two receding pools that has engravements of the name of the victims. There was also the surviving tree. And I can remember the 9/11 really changed airport security all around the world. To end the day last night, we went to Pier 17 to see the Brooklyn Bridge and sunset, and that was beautiful. And after seeing the Gilded Age series, how it was so important on that series. In the second season, it was pivotal, the construction of the Brooklyn Bridge, on how Manhattan and Brooklyn was connected by that bridge. And it was the longest suspension bridge when it was built. Made of bricks, they invented a caisson system of construction, the history it has witnessed. Today, we are going to the Statue of Liberty in Staten Island. That's number one of my bucket list here in New York City. As far as history is concerned, the Statue of Liberty was the welcome symbol of the migrants from all over the world coming to New York by boat. It was the sign that they are already in the new world. A new life will begin. This is the welcome to the new life. They can build their own life. They can build the American dream. And the Staten Island, where they document all the immigrants, where they isolate the immigrants, so because of foreign disease before entering to the mainland USA. And that's why New York is so diverse, because it is the melting pot. And that's why this city is very diverse. Everything is happening here. It's the melting pot of culture, fashion, diplomacy, economy, finance, until today. So that's why it's become a great city that it is today, because of the migration of talents from all around the world. So yeah, that's going to be our adventure today. And welcome to New York City. Downtown.
For digital enforcement sections, the MTA police is located at this station. Transfer is available.
Good morning from New York City. Yesterday we went to the Statue of Liberty and it was just so beautiful to experience that one. When I think about architectural icons of the world, talk about Eiffel Tower in Paris, the Colosseum in Rome, Taj Mahal in India, New York or USA, what always comes to mind is the Statue of Liberty, the image of freedom and an enlightenment, which has an official name of Liberty Enlightening the World. It was beautiful to see that one in person for the first time ever. It was a gift from France to commemorate almost like the 100 years of freedom. The symbolism it represents, like the torch enlightening the world, welcoming everybody to New York. The tablet which holds the Constitution and it has the 4th of July 1776 inscription on it and the broken chain shackles on its feet to represent the brokenness from the bondage of slavery. It was beautiful. There was also a museum there. We also went to Staten Island where there was the Immigration Processing Center. I've learned so much. Today we're going to the Museum of Modern Art, maybe to see some Van Gogh paintings in the MoMA. Also, the Empire State Building, a very iconic skyscraper here in New York City. We're gonna go to the ITS Observatory. Ice skating rink at the Rockefeller Center. Why would Good morning. Still reporting live from New York City. New York City can be overwhelming at first. There's so many people here, so many things to do, and it's a very big city. But as days goes by, when you get the groove of it, when you experience more and more of it, it becomes so beautiful. You get to experience top attractions in the world in walking distance. You get to realize that the greatest people of the world are here doing things, creating history, or things that can change our world. And that's mind blowing to me that I am here in a city where history is being made every day. Yesterday, there are a couple of things that we went to. Went to Park Avenue and Fifth Avenue, walked around there. We've seen the St. Patrick's Cathedral, which is a Catholic church, a neo-Gothic revival church, and it was beautiful from the outside and inside. It's very well kept. The location is very prime, just in front of the Rockefeller Center. Also, first time to go to the Rockefeller Center, and I've always watched a lot of NBC shows, like where they have concerts in the morning shows there. We also saw Prometheus sculpture together with the ice skating rink and the spot where they put the Christmas tree. It was just one tourist spot to another. I really like the Gothic buildings, the neo-Gothic buildings, the Art Deco buildings that we have seen around 5th and Park Avenue. After lunch, we ate at the Halal Guys. We went to the MoMA, or the Museum of Modern Art. It's such an honor to see the Star Night of Vincent van Gogh. I've seen a couple of Vincent van Gogh paintings in Europe. So emotional to see that one, that Vincent painted that when he was in the facility recovering, and to be able to produce that art where so many people love. So beautiful. A lot of Picasso painting as well there. I've seen the Four Women, a little bit of Cubism with influence of African art. It was a departure from the traditional style. And after that one, we went to the Empire State Building, the Art Deco style, the decorations, combinations of Egyptian, Greek, Roman mythologies. It's just amazing how it was built in 1930s. At the top, since it's a center, you can really see the north side. You can see the park, the Billionaire's Reign. And on the west side, you can see the Hudson Yard. The east side, you can see the river, Brooklyn, UN headquarters. In the south, you can see downtown, Soho. It was just so center. You can have a good viewpoint of the whole New York City. New York is called Empire State because there was connotations that it is the seat of the empire of the United States of America. And today, we are going to explore west and southwest side. We're going to go to the Hudson Yard. You're going to see the vessel, the new installation, the line. Let's go explore more of the Big Apple. Madison Square Garden. Concerts were held here. This is the Penn Station, the Moynihan Hall. And at the back is the Hudson Yard where we're going. Look at that newly renovated Penn Station. So beautiful. You can see the train tracks here at Highline, but it's a park now. Good morning, America. Yesterday we explored the lower west side of Manhattan. We went to the Hudson Yard. We saw the vessel, which was a sculpture by I think Thomas Hedderwick. It's connecting to the High Line. We went to Koreatown to have late lunch, and it was the best Korean barbecue that I have tasted. We walked down to Fifth Avenue towards Washington Square Park. There was a lot of students from NYU and artists there. It was beautiful. And after that, we went to the lower west side, the villages or the Greenwich villages, where we saw the Friends apartment and Carrie Bradshaw's apartment. Walked to the High Line, back to the High Line, and it was so beautiful around Chelsea. It's a very beautiful urban regeneration of an old rail towards an urban park. We end the night at the edge, back at the Hudson Yard to watch the sunset and the skyline of New York City at night. It was beautiful. And today, we are going to the Central Park, which is the first time I'm gonna go to the park. We're gonna see the Met and Guggenheim Museum. So yeah, let's go. We are here at the famous Central Park in New York City. This is the map of the Met. So we are here at the ground floor, or floor 1, and we will go up first here, the 19th and 20th century European paintings and sculptures. Good morning, New York. Yesterday, we went to the Central Park and it was a very beautiful experience. Feels like the first time you were there and meeting someone you have known your entire life because it is so famous. It's been talked about in design, architecture, how it's really vital to provide a very big open space in urban areas, and it's a very beautiful example of a very big public park. There were a lot of ponds, different slopes, small trails, rock formation, and everybody was just doing a lot of things, spending their Sunday there. It's very used by New Yorkers and visitors of the city. After that one, we went just outside of the Guggenheim Museum, designed by one of the greatest, if not the greatest, American architect, Frank Lloyd Wright. And it's an example of organic architecture. And then we spent 2 hours at the Met. For me, is one of the top 5 museums in the world, together with Louvre, British Museum. Focused my time on the 19th and 20th century art, especially the Impressionist paintings of Van Gogh. And I've also seen Sargent, the American painter. I finally saw the Madame X painting. There's also reference there in the series of The Gilded Age in HBO. Walked around 27,000 steps yesterday, so that's the best thing here in New York. You really have to walk. Today, we're just going to spend half day because it's already 12. We're spending half day in Dumbo, Brooklyn, just to see the Brooklyn Bridge, experience it, walk back to Manhattan, because tomorrow is also another big day. We're going early. We're traveling outside the city. We're going to the Washington, D.C. So yeah, let's go. Here at Brooklyn. This is the Brooklyn Bridge.
Is this love in me?
So if you want the famous photo of the Manhattan Bridge, just
Just
look
a
at
bad
the
memory.
famous.
When you came around, you came around, you came around, I let you know. And when you were down, when you were down, when you were down, I made you whole. Is this love in me? Just a bad memory. If you come around, you come around, you come around, I let you know. When you were down, when you were down, when you were down, I made you whole.
Wow, U.S. Capitol. Ooh. Good morning, guys. Reporting live from the capital of the United States of America. We are now here at Washington, D.C. Last major stop for this American trip. We are now here at the Capitol. This is technically not a state, exclusively run or administered by the U.S. Congress to create a neutral territory after the capital was moved from Philadelphia. It took like 2.5 hours to 3 hours travel via Amtrak from New York City to the capital of Washington, D.C. And there are very specific buildings that we want to see. Here, I want to see the Capitol, the Mall, the Washington Monument, the White House, and the Lincoln Memorial. So these are very good examples of city planning, Washington, D.C. It has this beautiful axis and symmetry that we can find here in the buildings of neoclassical design that is very evident of revival of Greek architecture, which also reflects the values of the new country, a new world America, democracy, freedom, and all that things. So let's go. We're excited to see this one. We have 12 hours here at Washington, D.C. Ale. Capitol is the mall and the Washington Monument. Good morning, guys. Today is our last day in the United States. We are flying via Emirates to Dubai, to Singapore, and back to the Philippines, Davao. And our plane just arrived from Dubai. It will be a 12-hour flight. This is the end of my history of architecture, the Americas. Parts 1, Parts 2, Parts 3. We already went to Dallas, Tampa, Florida, in New York City, plus a bonus to go to the District of Columbia in Washington, D.C. It was a very beautiful experience, very personal to me since it was more of family visit. Yesterday and the past 2 days have been very slow-paced travel. I think the other day we went to the Copper Hewitt and just explore the north part of a Central Park, which was beautiful. And yesterday, to cap everything all off, we went to the 9/11 Memorial Museum and to learn more about what happened during that fateful day, the day that changed America and changed the world. After that, when we went on a sunset cruise, it was so beautiful. I'll show you a B-roll of New York skyline during the sunset, and it was just the most beautiful ending. After all the experiences, after 1 month of being here, there are things that I really appreciate about this country, and number one of that is the diversity of landscape, the diversity of people. I haven't seen a country so diverse in my whole life. It's very different everywhere you go. Different culture, different people, different tradition, but they strive with diversity here. It's really the land of the immigrants. The diversity of skills, the diversity of talent, the diversity of opportunity. So that's just, I think, the most beautiful thing here in America. And yeah, that's it. We're going home Thank you very much for watching and see you in the next videos.